Hi friends, I got early access to hear all about Apex Legends Season 20 live from the devs. Thanks to EA for inviting me to this Season 20 preview event. There's lots of really great stuff coming, which I'm going to cover for you in today's video. Also, yes, there is a free reactive skin for the flatline. I'll cover that in this video later as well. Let's start with something for the console players though, and this is one you've been waiting for a long time. The next gen update is going to drop with the launch of Season 20. Which should hopefully make your game feel a lot smoother and at least make it feel like you're playing Apex Legends on a next gen console rather than playing an old gen game on your newer console. Let's have a look at legend upgrades next. Now, some of the people that do the leaks kind of thing thought that the legend upgrades would be either like weapon mastery or like the system in Apex Legends Mobile. The answer in reality for Season 20 is that the legend upgrade system isn't like either of these. Instead, it works on a per game basis, and as you advance through your Evo Shield tiers, you'll be able to choose from 2 ability upgrades, and you can do this twice per game. The first time you can do it is when you get your Evo Shield from white to blue, and then the second time will be when you go from blue to purple. You can still get your Evo Shields from purple to red, it's just you won't get an extra ability upgrade choice to go with that. And the devs did say they actually tested trying out a third ability upgrade when you went from purple to red Evo, but they just felt it was a little bit too much and 2 feels a little bit more balanced. Now I will do a separate video when Season 20 drops with the full list of upgrades available because it does range based on your legend. However, each legend will have 4 upgrade options, and that means there's over 100 possible upgrades across all legends, which is quite cool because it essentially adds a whole new layer to the game, and there's loads of cool little new abilities that you'll therefore be able to try. One cool example of these upgrades is for Mad Maggie. By upgrading her ultimate, it adds this cool fire blast effect to it, which I believe does a thermite-like damage to enemies that it hits. So that's an example where it upgrades your ultimate. The devs did talk about another example for Bangalore, where you get the options of either choosing to revive your allies with 40 HP, or having the option where your shotgun auto reloads when you get a knock. Both of which sound interesting, exciting, but also kind of transform how you might use your ability. For example, you can choose a more defensive, team-based, helpful ability with that reviving allies with 40 HP, or you could choose something a little bit more aggressive if you're more of an aggressive Bangalore, and that's when you might choose the shotgun option. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering about Lifeline, the rumours are true, she will have a self-revive option as well. And the cool thing is you can view your upgrade tree in the game, you just go into your inventory screen and you can see it right there. So now I've said all of this and how it depends on Evo Shields and Evo Armor, you might be wondering what does this mean for the Evo Armor and how that works. Well, Evo points still exist, but they're kind of related to your Evo Armor, but also your new level upgrades. However, for Armor itself, you do have some changes. For one, armor can no longer be looted, so there's no floor loot armor around. You can level up your armor that you start with though, as you can today. But there are some new ways where you can do this. The first way is the common way which you do today, just use damage to increase your Evo armor, and again this is done through Evo points. But now you can level up through exploration and also playing your character's role. Through exploration, you can level up your armor by finding Evo harvesters. These kind of replace crafting materials, because those crafting material canisters don't exist anymore, which I will talk about in just a second. These Evo harvesters do work in a similar way to those crafting material canisters though. You simply interact with them when you see them, and they'll add points towards your next Evo shield and your legend upgrade. They also have these new portable Evo caches that you can pick up from things like care packages, and they go into your survival item slot, and they can kind of be thrown down like an Evo harvester, almost like you would throw down a heat shield, and these will then add to your Evo shields and your legend upgrades if you're within the vicinity. Also, from playing your role, you can get Evo points to level up your armor and get to those legend upgrades as well. And this means simply doing things within the class role of your legend. So that's things like opening support or assault bins, or even scanning beacons. And this will then all help you not only level up your Evo shield, but also get towards those legend upgrades. Because I mentioned that you can't pick up Evo armor as floor loot, you might be wondering what about armor swaps and death boxes? Well, you won't be able to swap armor with death boxes, as in you won't be able to pick up a new armor. However, they've introduced something called shield cores, which in the lore essentially now power your body armor. So if you kill a person in a game that has a higher body armor than you, let's say you had a blue and they had a purple, you'll see a purple core in that person's death box, which you can then pick up and it will go into something called overcharge. This means it will increase your current blue armor to a purple. However, a little like how Conduit's tactical works, that overcharge is only temporary, and over time it will then decay back to your previous shield. So in the example I just gave, if you were blue and you picked up a purple, you would temporarily have that purple Evo shield, and if it's not used after a certain amount of time, you'll then go back to blue armor. So that's how the new overshield mechanic works in Apex Legends, and essentially that's the new way your armor will work along with the legend upgrades. As I mentioned crafters a minute ago, you no longer have crafting materials. The crafter is free to use for everyone, but you can only use them once. Plus now they only have meds in the form of medkits, batteries, and they've also got ammo as well as teammates' banners if they're dead, but you'll no longer get weapons or attachments. So that rounds out those changes. We can talk about ranked next. It's changing back again. There are no more promo trials, there's no more 10 provisional matches at the start of the season, there are no more ladder points, and there's no hidden MMR for matchmaking. Essentially, the point system goes from ladder points back to RP, which stands for ranked points. You will still have bonuses for kills, match placements, and outperforming high ranked squads. Those kills, along with assists and participation, are classed as KP and now come under the new combat banner, and they'll go along with those bonuses that you get, as well as your placement points. In terms of matchmaking, this goes back to being based on your RP, much like it was before. Also, rank splits are returning, that's going back 1.5 ranks from where you are when the rank split happens. Also, each entry cost will increase per ranked tier. Essentially, this means ranked is almost identical to the season 13 rank system. It does have a few tweaks though. For example, you'll no longer get reduced RP for kills if you kill a lower ranked player in your game. There is a new bonus for streaks of the top 5 placements, and that's where if you get a streak of 3 times in the top 5 in a row, you'll get a bonus which goes up to a certain cap, which can then help you rank up faster. Oh yeah, and by the way, everyone has had their rank reset to 1 RP at the start of season 20, meaning look out for your early games of the ranked season. It's probably going to be a little bit sweaty, but over time that should start to balance out once people get back to the ranks that they're supposed to be in. In terms of maps, it's going to be the same maps for both ranked and pubs. The first part of the season 20 will be Stormpoint, Olympus, and World's Edge. So that's the rank change. Let's talk about the new modes and maps coming. There's going to be one new map in Season 20. It's actually a mixtape map, but it is Thunderdome. You may have seen a bunch of pictures around this on the internet. It's kind of the new Thunderdome. If you're expecting the Kings Canyon Thunderdome, it's not like that. It's more of the traditional Thunderdome in the lore, very similar to the one you see in Ballistic's trailer in fact. It's based on how the Apex games used to be before its current incarnation, when it was known as the Thunderdome games. Now on top of this, we are getting an LTM on launch of Season 20 as well. It's called Straight Shot. It's basically a smaller version of the normal Battle Royale, 10 squads instead of 20, drop into a predetermined POI. Generally it'll be 2 teams per POI. The only weapons on floor loot will be fully kitted weapons, and these will range from level 1, that's the white kind of grey basic rarity, all the way up to gold fully kitted weapons. To speed up the battles, the rings also close a lot faster and the map is a lot smaller. The idea is that these games should be really fast paced, and if they're anything like 3 strikes, I'm guessing they're going to be a lot of fun. There is also a new feature which sounds really good. It's a re-queue feature that allows you to re-queue to your next game straight from the spectate screen, meaning you can carry on spectating while it's loading for the next game, and you don't have to spend all that time going back to the lobby. The devs did say that 3 strikes will be back later in Season 20 as well, so if you want to see that mode again, it is coming. Plus they also mentioned a new TDM might be coming called Lockdown, so expect to see that in Season 20 as well. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, all the BR LTMs will start counting towards your stats. They actually started doing that with 3 strikes, which people thought was a glitch, but it turns out the devs have done that as a conscious decision, just to increase the stakes with these LTMs and kind of give you a reason to play them. Let's move on to the anniversary part of the season. The anniversary collection event starts right on day 1 of Season 20, and for this event, the reward, like previous anniversary events, is 150 Heirloom shards, which means if you get those, then you should be able to get a prestige skin or an heirloom from the mythic store of your choice. With Season 20, they're also introducing Breakout rewards. Every 2 weeks, a new legend becomes available that you can earn for free. You can see here it starts with Sia, then it's Fuse, Rampart, Maggie, Loba, and Valkyrie. You can unlock cosmetic rewards for each of those as well, just by completing challenges, along with Battle Pass stars and even free gifts for your friends. On top of all of that, you get completion rewards for completing each set of challenges. And those are right here. You can see one of them is the legendary Wraith skin, which I think looks pretty cool. You get a matching banner frame and also a matching set of stickers, as well as a rare tracker set. Now if you unlock all of those challenges, that will allow you to get the reactive flatline skin, all completely free just by doing in-game challenges, which I think is a really great idea because if I think about it, I believe this is the first ever reactive weapon skin that's been completely free to earn, which is pretty awesome. On top of all of this, there will be a bunch of weapon, legend and care package changes coming. I'll cover those with my patch notes videos the Monday before Season 20 drops. One thing I will say that you'll want to know though is that digi-threats can no longer be put on SMGs, instead they'll only be for shotguns and pistols. Let me finish by just covering a tiny bit of lore because actually it's going to be a positive season for lore. As part of the celebrations, the new colour scheme for Season 20 transposes across the maps as well, so you'll get to see cool celebration balloons like we've seen before, and they'll all be in the theme of the colours, plus you'll also get to see other things be colour themed like loot bins, jump towers and much more. The lore behind this event is simply that the Syndicate is trying to cover up and distract people of the Outlands from what happened to Eduardo Silva. And the good news is that the episodes that we used to receive before in the form of those in-game comics that you could read weekly, they're going to be back. And it sounds like they're going to be better than ever, because this season they'll be back with full drawings, text, and even voiceover from the original voice actors, which is going to be really cool, because actually I think it's the first time we've ever had the voice actors do voiceover for the in-game episodes, which is going to be really cool. There are a few more bits of lore as well. So the World's Edge Museum has been updated, so you can now interact with the kiosks in there, and apparently there'll be some really cool lore. Also, there are going to be some interactive lore elements added to the lobby, so while you're waiting for your games, or perhaps you're just on the lobby, you'll have the opportunity to read more about the lore of Apex Legends, and they said there might even be some pop-ups from time to time which you can click on and read a bit about lore while you're waiting to load into your games. The final exciting piece about the lore is that Horizon's going to be getting some more lore from Season 20, and this is going to be building upon the Newton and Horizon story, and the devs did say they're going to do more of those interactive lore stories with the game, you know, like Kill Code. They're going to be doing more of those. I'm not sure if they're coming in Season 20, but they'll definitely be in 2024 is what the devs said. So essentially now is a really good time to re-download Apex Legends and prepare yourself for what could be one of the biggest seasons we've ever had in the game. And don't worry, I've got loads more Apex Legends videos to cover you for all this awesome new content. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.